Broadcasting from the world-famous LWDL studio, this is Life with Dan and Lewis. I'm Dan.
And I'm Lewis.
And we're here to talk about life and all the wonderful, magical, horrible, awful, fantastic stuff inside that four-letter word.
Life.
Before we get too far in, if you hear anything you like today, feel free to go over to buymeacoffee.com/LWDL. Your support is greatly appreciated for this little adventure we are on.
Thank you for all your support.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you also.
It has been a while.
Needless to say, it definitely has.
I'm going to cut the music out a little bit, I think, here. So our last episode we posted back on September 26th, and we recorded that probably at the end of August.
Yeah.
And we had 5 episodes sort of in the hopper, ready to go, and those are sort of now the lost episodes.
Yeah.
So this is technically episode 47, but it's actually the 53rd episode we recorded.
Correct.
So we're gonna number these a little bit different in our naming convention. You know, for everyone listening, it'll be 47.
Yeah.
But in our archives, it'll be 47A. And we'll see that until we get to 54. We'll have a little side offshoot of episodes.
There you go. You know, life happens and things change, and schedules change, and things pop up, and so
maybe someday there'll be an opportunity to go back and pull those out of the archive and get them edited down and posted.
Yeah, there you go.
For now, they are forever lost.
Forever lost.
So, I guess we should probably do a little bit of life updates.
Yeah.
So things for me have been relatively normal and the same.
Okay.
But maybe not so much for you.
No, not so much. I got a career change. Leaving one job and switching over. I guess my last role as a coordinator of a court has kind of set me up for my new role as a manager of a criminal section at a law firm here in San Antonio. With as a coordinator, you kind of have some managerial skills.
Sure.
But I don't really technically per se have people to manage, because the clerks that work in the court are not necessarily need to.
More like a process you're overseeing and like making sure things stay on the rail.
Correct.
Yeah. But now
I actually manage a few people.
Right.
Projecting in the new year is planning on growing. But, I have more of a managerial role also while playing my part in the overall process of the law firm and reaching out to different partners that one of the head attorneys want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And just bring my expertise over the 11 years, a little over 11 years that I had with Bexar County, and bringing those expertise over to the defense side, and allowing all the techniques and the relationships, because I do reach out to a lot of Bexar County people now, and since people know me,
sure,
they're
you can use those existing relationships to sort of keep growing them. Yeah.
And that's what I have been doing, and it's been coming in pretty handy.
Nice.
Because normally for a warrant check coming from a bondsman or from a defense attorney's standpoint, they have to call over to the jail. And I'm not going to mention any names of who I call, but I pick up the phone, dial a number, I'm like, hey, let me know if this person have any warrants. By the time I get off the phone and get all the information, give it to one of the attorneys who was looking for the information, about 2 or 3 minutes later, then the person's on the phone. One of the legal assistants that I manage is on the phone with the jail getting information, and I'm already got it like that.
Right.
So I find, I'm not to say that I'm better than them, but I just use my connections that I have in order to speed up the process to get things going. So,
right.
I still get good reviews from the attorneys. They're glad that I'm on board, glad I'm able to help out. And, I look at it as a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah.
In the office.
Mm-hmm.
I did my first successful case review, where I had to take the video and then, give my opinion on, it was an ag assault with a deadly weapon. And so I, looked through the videos, had to pick out which videos are more important for the attorney to meet with the client about, talk about. And I got all the information. And this morning, actually the attorney came into my office. It was like, the way you did that review, I want you to teach everybody to do it that way.
Cool.
Because what I did was, I started off and played the video,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like at 1 minute 25 seconds, officer arrives on the scene, makes contact with defendant slash client,
Mm-hmm.
and then just go from there. And then every other time to where I think information is helpful, I'll mark the time and I put the time in there. Whereas everybody else is just doing bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Defendant met with police, or police arrived on the scene, but then they have to go back afterwards over the analysis that they gave and then put timestamps in there.
Mm-hmm.
My train of thought was I start off doing timestamps.
Yeah.
Don't have to go back and edit anything.
Right.
So, I just being told to just review this video, but not being told how to.
Right.
I just went based off of how I figure if I was the attorney meeting with the client, how I want it to be. And turns out I have been, he was just very appreciative of how I did it and wants me to tell the others to do it this way.
Cool.
So it's just a fresh set of eyes looking into, various different cases and just giving, like he said, like we're not attorneys, but he just wants a fresh set of eyes on it
Right.
because sometimes, attorneys are so focused on one avenue, but another set of eyes, another person with a different train of thought can think about something else. And then it just adds on to better representation of the client and the overall outcome of the case. So, I felt that made me feel like my role there was very important and needed
Right.
because I actually, amongst other things that make me feel that way, but that really, because my whole time I was doing, I was like, oh dear God, let me be doing the right thing. And,
Mm-hmm.
and come to find out, like he really loved it.
Cool.
So,
That's good stuff.
it's been a month and a week since I've been there.
Okay.
And, I don't really have any complaints besides the squirrel that lives in the ceiling above me that, I thought he was going to fall through the ceiling,
Yeah.
but, other than that,
Is that a complaint or is it just a hidden feature?
it was very
think it's a-
humorous at the
okay,
time
all
because I was at work, I was on my laptop and, I tend to have I had office jazz music playing. So I had one headphone in, and then all of a sudden I just hear this noise. I'm just like, take the headphone out and look at it like, did it come from this? I'm putting it back in my ear. And then, so then I took it out, stopped the music, and I was just like, I'm going to sit here for about 10 seconds, see if I hear anything, and then go back to work. And sure enough, I heard crawling above my head, and I'm looking, I'm like hoping nothing is about to fall through the ceiling.
Right.
So me and one of the other people there went outside the building, and sure enough, there was a hole inside the building, and we can see. I took a picture. We can see the squirrel in there.
That's funny.
At first thought people were like, maybe it's a rat, and then I was just like, well, maybe it's a raccoon,
Yeah.
and then somebody else was like, well, maybe it's a possum.
Uh-huh.
We really didn't know, and then when we saw it, like we were kind of relieved
Yeah.
because I mean, just a squirrel,
Right.
I think squirrels, for the most part, tend to shy away from humans instead of kind of go towards an attack. I got a new little. It's my running joke with the office is like, let's capture the squirrel, bring him on the inside, and it'll be the office pet.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good
So-
plan.
But other than that, that's really a life change for me, which is, my thing, my philosophy, theory, perspective on when life changes, whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily, you just go with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we look as being life changes involuntarily as a bad thing, but I think that the way God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has it set up, it projects you towards a better thing, and it allows you to use the tools and the things that you have gained over the past
Right.
in order to help you in your next role in your future
Mhm.
and in whatever avenue, whatever task you're going to be doing. So, sometimes it changes. I think for the most part, change is good. You just got to
Yeah.
you have to find the nuggets in the change that's going to be valuable to you.
Sure. Okay.
Because the situation that leads you up to that change may not always be pleasurable, but once you're faced with that change, it's not time to call defeat or to throw in a towel or give up. It's for you to just dig deeper, and then just hold on to that gut
Yeah.
instinct and just move on and keep going from there.
Mhm.
And better days are always on the horizon. You just have to get to it.
Right.
Everybody goes through life situations, and life happens to everybody.
That's true.
But it's not time to give up. It's not time to say, "Woe is me."
Hmm.
You just pick up your hat, put it back on your head, and keep going and move forward.
Right.
So, but other than that, that's the only really life change that happened in my life since the last time that we posted. So, but
So how do you feel about the life change? I mean, are there, obviously that you're looking at as a positive overall, but are there like differences you can feel? Do you feel less stressed? Are you enjoying your new job more than you enjoyed your previous job? Do you miss some of the social aspects of the old job? What's like the day to day feel like?
I, to be 100% honest, I look at it as God's blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I miss a few people that I used to interact with.
Okay.
Do I miss the job? No. Do I miss the place? No.
Okay.
Do I miss the whole building, the organization as a whole? No.
Okay. I'm a little surprised by all that, but okay.
Would I ever go back? As an elected official, yes. As an employee working underneath somebody else, no.
Okay.
I guess my time that I have been away has really refreshed me, and it really caused me to think about it. And I'm glad for my 11-year time there, but me being away for 2 months, I don't miss it.
Okay.
I drove out. It's funny because I know what you're thinking, because it's different. Because before I was all about being there and stuff like that. Now that I've been away, it's just like I drove by the building itself one time. I was just like, it just annoyed the hell out of me. Okay. I was just like, man, I hate this fucking building. I hate this freaking building. And I was just like, not necessarily based off of the behind the circumstances of me leaving, but it's just being there was just like, I don't miss it.
Okay.
I don't miss it at all. Like the few people that, that were my true friends, and the ones that I talked to, I still talk to today. They still text me, call me, whatever the case may be. So I don't miss that aspect at all, even compared to where I am now. And I guess the certain perks that I had before, I don't miss it.
Okay.
And, I can say that I'm finding my healing and freedom from the whole aspect. When I look back at the originating circumstance, sometimes it still does get to me, but I mean, it just involves time,
Yeah.
You invest 11 years of your life into something.
Right. And you don't expect it to end so abruptly.
Exactly. And then the way it ended is, it takes some time to get over that emotional part. But, thankfully I'm getting over it, and I'm healing and just, going from there, which is an important factor of, I think any situation that ends involuntarily, like, express your thoughts, express your feelings, like, get them out, let them all out there. And I'm thankful. Go ahead.
Good.
I'm thankful for everybody that, that's close to me that I express. Everybody tells me, like, let your feelings out. Like, feel the way you want to feel, because at some point in time, you're going to get over it, and it's going to be like, okay, well, it happened. So what? I'm in a better place, and whatever the case may be. But, so yeah, I, don't miss it. Not necessarily because, of what happened, but I don't miss it because I am less stressed, and I was stressed in my old place, not because of the work, but because of other factors. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And because of those factors that had me to do certain things that wasn't right or I shouldn't do, which caused the extra stuff. And then it just wasn't, I couldn't handle the job because I did the job successfully for almost 5 years. So compared to what I do now, I think I have more responsibility, but I have a set schedule on the things I do and get done. And, somebody that's reasonable with when I come to them with an issue.
Okay.
And saying like, hey, I think this is a red flag. We'll talk about it, analyze it. And I'm like, hey, that is a red flag. All right, what other option do we have? And then go that way. Rather as, no, do what I say, and then I don't care about any other factor that you may think is a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I think my family would say, I am very less tense when I come home,
Okay.
more accepting to, just not snappy when,
Okay.
things, because, when work stress comes upon you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you only have a certain time period before you get home. And most times, like if you have to drive home by yourself, you don't have a release. And so to be able to get rid of that stress. So sometimes I would snap at,
Sure.
my family. And so like now it's less of that,
Okay.
which is pretty much 0 to none. And I'm home, I find it funny because we get the family home, and one time we're at home, we had the kids there, they were fed, bathed, and I looked at the time, it was like a little after 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, when before I'll be getting home at this time.
Right.
And it's just like, now it's just like gives us ample amount of time to spend with the kids, do things with the kids, talk, play, just enjoy our family as a whole. And and just go from there. So I think the change was
Mm-hmm.
good. It was needed. It opens up a variety of different avenues of some of that we talked about for us and in the future. And so, I'm just I count it all as a blessing and look at it as we talked about it before. If this never would have happened, when would I have left the county
Yeah.
for other opportunities that were out there? And I think that this push has given me a new vision, a
Mm-hmm.
new way of looking at the situation and that life from here on out. And I think that my eyes are open to and accepting to other things, like that fear is not there anymore.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's I can say it, in 100% it's better, and I'm in a much better place than I was before.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's I mean, to say I wasn't worried initially would be, wouldn't be true, but within a few days of the new job, I mean, you could tell that your stress level was just different.
Yeah.
It was adventurous, new things stress, not worn out, not really overworked, overstressed, overpressured.
Yeah.
So just yeah. It was a different person within a few days of the new job. So I knew things were on the up and up and for the right, pretty quick thereafter.
Yeah.
Even though it did happen in kind of a shocking, fashion. You don't ever think that your long-term gig is going to end not on your own terms.
Correct.
So it's very weird. When it's on your own terms, you choose when you're going to tell someone you're not going to work there anymore, how long you're going to be there still. Like, it's all on your plate. But when it's not, that can often be jarring, especially when it's as unexpected as it was with you. It wasn't like, you were basically doing a good job up until a few minutes before you were no longer in that job.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like you saw it coming.
No.
Maybe there were some things, but not to the extent that one would think, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Correct.
And to, to add evidence to that is the fact that everyone that you dealt with, attorneys, clerks, other judges, were very equally shocked.
Correct.
In the situation. So no one saw this coming. This wasn't like it was everyone, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
and
which makes it harder to like emotionally and mentally adjust to.
Correct.
Even though having left and now being at a new place is better.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a lot there.
It's funky.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. But even still, to like what all up of about 2 weeks ago, like people are still like, hey, when I heard the news, I was shocked. But I heard that person's story. Let me get your story. And then when they put 2 and 2 together, we're just like, what the hell?
Right.
But life happens,
Right.
and so what? It's funny how that life situation plays into season 1, season 2 of our podcast, and probably going into season 3. We're all about taking what life gives you, and then finding a way to grasp your being around it,
Mm-hmm.
and then pulling the good from it, getting over the bad, and then moving on with life.
Yeah.
You don't give up. You just use that energy to propel yourself into
Right.
your future and to move on from there.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's a theme we've explicitly talked about. That's definitely present in a lot of our more philosophical episodes. This idea of driving forward with taking the cards you're dealt and moving on.
Correct.
Not dwelling and not playing the woe is me game.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because where's it going to get you? If you
Right.
play woe as me, like it's not going to get you
You're
anywhere.
not moving forward by that. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Being still. Still people. And how you react to change is part of that, right? You're not just going to, sit there and be still in the change. You're going to adapt and move forward,
Mm-hmm.
and which is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, nice little segue there into season 3. So this is our last episode for season 2. Again, it ended a little bit abruptly,
Yeah, it did. It kind of like, flowed in together because our podcast went along with my life experience.
A little bit. Yeah.
And then, we just flow it on out, and then, look into 2024, and then 2024 is going to hit off with a bang.
It is. Yeah.
Our podcast is going to kick off. Our careers are jarring.
Yeah.
We have some other new career paths that we're going to
Yeah.
partner together with and kick off. And so, 2023 came in. It was a high. We got to our summer months to where it was just like at a constant.
Yeah.
Because when we ended the show, it's just like, we're just coasting.
Right.
Then, come October, a little bump in the road there.
Yeah.
And then now we're just elevating ourselves at the end of the year to bring in 2024 with a bang.
Right.
And then just go from there.
And I do think a little bit on the podcast side, I was maybe a little bit dishonest isn't quite the right word, but I wasn't 100% truthful on that. So we kept saying things are just coasting, we're doing another episode, everything's good. Everything wasn't good. I was extremely stressed with my regular job, and the podcast quickly piled up.
Yeah.
And it's happened a few times, and starting in early summer, and I was always able to just buckle down and get them done, and we'd get moving forward. And then we wouldn't record for a few weeks as we were getting the backlog out, and then we'd be back to. So about the third time that happened, I just never got caught back up, and that's when we decided to go ahead and go on hiatus, and come back to this recording. So the plan is not to do that again. So you say, okay, how are you going to do that? Well, season 3 we're going to switch to bi-weekly episodes.
Correct.
So the whole idea behind weekly episodes was to get. At one point, we wanted to get 50 episodes a year out. So there's 52 weeks. So if we're stay pretty good on goal, we can get 50 episodes a year out. And then we even had some other spin-off episodes. We had the spotlight episodes.
Correct.
Where we were highlighting some solo talks and some individual topics, which we may continue. But that was an effort to get our episode count out.
Yeah.
And when we added the spotlight in, we were actually shooting for a goal of 100 episodes in a year. Needless to say, we're not going to get quite there. We're going to hit almost 50.
Yeah.
This is going to be 47. So we hit almost 50. So our original goal, if we would have stuck with that, we probably could have done it. But we got over ambitious, and that's okay. You know,
it happens.
we learned a lot of lessons, and each season 1 we learned a lot about how to do interviews.
Correct.
About how to make that kind of content.
Correct.
We tried to do a little bit of that in season 2, but in season 2 we really focused on how to run the show, the You and Me show.
Yeah.
How we're going to make this into an episode, and I think we've done a good job at wrangling that beast.
Yeah, because in season 2 we got a lot of different studio equipment.
Oh yeah.
And we upgraded a lot. So like you said, I totally agree. Season 1 we figure out just how the hell you do a podcast.
Yeah.
With interview.
Not only that, we figured out how to do an interview podcast.
Correct.
So we kind of didn't even go at the easy approach, just recording our conversations like this.
Yeah.
We went for immediately. Let's add a third or fourth person into the mix.
Right, there you go. And then, season 2, we fine-tuned stuff, got some more studio equipment. Was more of us one-on-one dialoguing and coming up with really good topics and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we even ventured into the monologuing style podcasts.
Correct. And then, season 3 is we take everything that has happened so far, bottle that up, and then bring you a more dynamic product in season 3.
Yeah. So, we mentioned more interviews. Another thing we're looking at, and dropping down to bi-weekly, we're hoping that there's more consistent quality.
Correct.
At some points during season 2, our focus became quantity over quality.
Yeah.
So there are some episodes that just aren't as good as others.
Correct.
I did my best in editing them to make them as good as they could, but sometimes the content was just a little bit lower quality.
Yeah.
Which is okay. We learned, and we know how things work now a little bit. So we're not going to be just going for quality over. Or we're not going to be going for quantity over quality as much. We're going to plan things out a little better.
Correct.
There's also some other things in season 3. We talked about the interview. We talked about, the dynamic when it's just me and you talking. We talked about monologue episodes. Those are all possibilities. But we also want to venture into storytelling.
Yes.
So maybe there's some spot, in season 3. Hopefully there's some spot in season 3 where we can do things that aren't necessarily a podcast, or maybe the podcast can be reacting to the other content.
Yes.
And what this other content might be, and what I'm hoping it is medium form. So we're talking, 15 to 30 minute YouTube videos that are telling a story. Now, what that story is, it's up to debate. But what the goal there is to flex some more creative muscles that I have and that I've been looking to stretch and figure out how to do storytelling.
Yes.
In the mid form content.
Yes.
So hopefully in season 3 we can bring some of that as well.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can play off of that.
Right.
know?
And the storytelling, I'm not talking like it has to be some big drama thing. I'm talking it might be a day in a life.
Yes.
It might be how to make something.
Correct.
It might be how someone else does their job. Maybe it's a job follow along. Who knows? But it's something in which we're not doing the sit down talk content. It's more where we're filming content and maybe doing some voiceover work, maybe doing an interview based on the content that we filmed. But it's something to amend or to add to our repertoire, right? Interviews, chatting episodes, monologue episodes, and storytelling.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, because this is how well Dan and I are so connected that even before he mentioned this, on my way to work, I listened to a certain radio station and they have different segments on their shows. And in my head, I'm just like, man, I should get a segment that they're talking about that I find that's really interesting, and then talk about it on the podcast, but let it play first and then spin off of it. Because sometimes what they do, or the collaboration that the hosts are having about a certain guest, irritates the hell out of me, and I want to express why. Yeah. And so, when you said that, it was just funny because, that's just how well connected we are into the storytelling process and going from there.
So maybe we don't have to dig real deep into this, but one of some of the better segments we've had over this year, and by better, I mean in a few different ways. 1, they felt good to make. 2, they felt good in the edit. And 3, they perform well. In both short form and those videos tend to perform better. Those episodes tend to perform better. Are when we bring content from other podcasts, from TV shows, from movies, and we play the clip and react to it.
Yeah.
The reaction commentary performs the best.
Correct.
And it feels the best to make, and it feels the best to edit. That is what I consider our top tier content. Right behind that are list reactions.
Yes.
So sometimes our list reactions feel like they're cheap and going for that quantity over quality, and they were at the time. But if we curate those down and pick good lists to critically review, those perform better. And those perform extraordinarily well in short content.
Yeah.
So when we chop those down into 2 or 3 shorts on the YouTube platform and on TikTok, those perform the best.
Yeah. And it's season 2, we're all about how many episodes we can put out.
Yeah.
Quantity. And sometimes we winged it.
We did a lot.
And so now with it.
But the benefit of winging it allowed us to explore some cheap, quick content.
Correct.
And we found things that worked.
Yeah.
But we know that those work even better if we plan them out. So now we know where to go to get that content.
So we do a recording, have a week of planning and, finding, because ultimately what we want to do is we want to be able to give our viewers, listeners, the best content that we can.
Right.
And so with us going bi-weekly, it
But
allows
what that
us.
allows is it's better time management is what that is.
Correct.
So every episode, it takes about 3 to 4 times the length of the episode to edit it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of best case scenario. If something goes off the rails, it's even longer. So by spacing that out, that gives me extra time to edit, extra time to get it posted, and now we have a whole extra week to get our scripts and content ready for the next episode.
Correct.
This is basic math here. 2 + 2 is 4, but yeah, I mean, this is giving us an extra week. We're literally doubling the time it takes between episodes,
Yeah.
which is exactly what we need. We need the same amount of time to edit, and then that same amount of time to come up with the next script.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, season 3, more interviews, more consistent quality, and some new format too. Hopefully in this storytelling format.
Yeah.
And what I like to put out a schedule that says, okay, we're going to do this type of episode this many times, and yeah, I would like to do that. But in reality, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say you're going to get a lot of variety in season 3.
Yeah.
And that's the goal: quality and variety.
There you go. It's like, as this is our baby. So it's like, as each season goes, it grows.
Yeah. Yeah. And, not to toot my own horn, but I've gotten, a little better at editing. So things have gotten a little better in quality there. And my workflow has sped up.
Yeah.
What takes, 3 to 4 times the length of the episode now used to take an ungodly amount of time.
Yeah. Now we're splitting up the tasks.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of posting shorts and even the longer videos on our socials and in YouTube and stuff. So it's like, we're in that mode of where, Dan is taking on certain tasks, and then me, Lewis, is taking on other tasks. So, it's just, we go in as we go, week by week, we just learn and grow from there. So, it's all about what we talk about: maturing and growing and becoming better.
Exactly. What's in your cup?
I am drinking one of our faves.
We are. We went classic tonight.
We definitely did. We went classic. A true gentleman's drink. Well,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a true gentleman's drink. A good old fashioned.
The old fashioned.
Old fashioned, people.
There was ice in here, but it's a little warm in the studio tonight.
Just a tad. I think so I have learned over the past months, I'll say over season 2, how to make a good old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one time to where Dan was showing me how to make it, and one time it was like, "You want to try it?" And I was just like, "Well, I kind of don't." I was all nervous. I was pouring all the stuff outside the glass and dripping stuff here, and he was just like, "Just calm down, just like pour it in there, and you don't have to be nervous." And so now I can say I can make a good old fashioned.
Yeah, you can
learn by none
I can't argue with that.
And Daniel Brewer himself.
This is the place that we would love to tell you about our sponsors, but we don't have any. Maybe you can help us. Life with Dan and Lewis is actively looking for new brands, podcasts, people, and companies to partner with. If you're interested, drop us a note at lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
Once again, that's lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
We'd like to hear from you. After all, we are doing this for your entertainment. Drop us a note and let us know where you're listening from. Or if you have new ideas for segments, things you'd like us to stop doing, do more of, less of, or anything at all, email us at lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
Hey, so I thought in our second segment here, we'd talk all things Christmas.
Let's do it.
So let's start with we got a list here of top 100 Christmas movies. I thought we'd talk maybe 25 and up. And I'm just thinking how this list is organized.
It's ranked by, I guess, the critics vote.
Okay. Yeah, so this is ranked by the score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Are you going to start at number 1 or number 25?
Yeah, let's go down from 1 to 25 and talk about them, and then see if there's anything we need to add in there.
Cool.
So, first couple here, old movies from the
Yes.
40s. Meet Me in St. Louis and The Shop Around the Corner. Meet Me in St. Louis, all I know about that, Judy Garland's in it. The Shop Around the Corner, I've never heard of.
I probably watched it when, stuck at grandparents' house and it's their TV. You have nothing else to watch but watch what they're watching.
Yeah.
So, I have nothing else to really say
I
about it.
kind of feel like I need to watch these today this weekend. I'll watch these two just because I've never even
Yeah.
seen
I mean,
them.
they're classics, so why not?
Number 3, The Holdovers. That just came out this year. So that also might make the list. I know nothing about it other than Paul Giamatti's in it. And he's a sort of grumpy old man. That's sort of what I know about it. So
Yeah.
we'll see there. This list is shaping up kind of funny. Number 4 is Tangerine. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Back from 2015. Lots of interesting words there in that description. After hearing that her boyfriend/pimp cheated on her while she was in jail, a transgender sex worker and her best friend, and it sort of trails off from there. That's a lot of words in that description that sound interesting.
Yeah, maybe something we need to. I don't even know what to say.
You know, that one it could be interesting. It was in 2015, so a lot of stuff that had references to sex workers and the trans population and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, even if it's 2 or 3 years old, feels very dated by
Correct.
today's standards. So that could be an interesting one.
Yeah,
Number 5 is a classic, and I do have to agree with this one, Miracle on 34th Street.
I
That's
concur.
a great movie. All 3 versions of it
Yeah,
are great.
I haven't come across any version that was bad.
Number 6, I don't like this movie.
I don't like it either.
Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not a Halloween movie. It's not a Christmas movie. It doesn't know what it is, and I don't like it.
It's funky and
creepy.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I don't get the obsession that people have with it.
No.
I just don't get it.
Nah,
It's not for me.
I concur.
Number 7, Little Women. I've read the book. I have not seen the movie.
I didn't either.
You know, it's a Civil War, or right after the Civil War it takes place. I guess I hadn't really connected it to a Christmas movie, but I guess it is. Number 8 here is Klaus. It's a very pretty movie. I think it's in... No, this one's not in a foreign language. There's another one on Netflix that came out the same year
Mm-hmm.
that was in Swedish or something,
Huh.
and it was hard to watch because of that. This one is animated. This one's really good. This one's about a postman who gets all these letters, and he's like trying to figure out the Santa thing. It's like a post office meets Santa. It was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I concur. It is a good movie. Just somebody that's trying to keep up with the Christmas spirit and just keep going from there.
Mhm. Number 9, Carol. I again don't know anything about this movie. I'm very surprised by this list so far. For 2015, maybe I'll have to give this one a watch. It looks like it's about a photographer who spots a beautiful lady that's looking at a doll display in the 1950s in a New York City department store, and the story sort of goes from there. It sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Number 10, it's a classic. It's a Wonderful Life.
I love that movie.
Me too.
When coming up, being younger, kind of didn't want to watch black and white.
Yeah.
It's like, those are old people movies. But when I watched it, oh my God, I fell in love with it. And it's like every year I can watch this movie like 3 or 4 times.
Totally agree.
It's kind of long, but I mean, every time it's just it gets you into the Christmas spirit.
I agree. Totally. Number 11, this is the classic. Is it a Christmas movie? And it's Die Hard. And I have never seen this movie. I've never seen any of the Die Hard movies.
What?
So maybe I need to, pick a couple of the classics and pick Die Hard.
Die
and
Hard
give
is
those
not
a watch.
it's an action
Oh, so
suspense
you're
movie.
in not a Christmas movie camp.
No, it's not a
Okay.
Christmas movie.
Maybe I'll watch that this weekend. I'm definitely going to watch a few of these from this list. Maybe I'll watch that this weekend. And
It happened around Christmas time. Like,
Okay.
there was snow and other crap, but it's not a Christmas movie. But
okay,
I mean, a damn good movie, but not
All right,
a
all right.
Christmas movie.
Number 12 here, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. That is really good. I really thoroughly enjoyed that.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Number 13, The Apartment. Never heard of it. It's another older one from 1960.
Yeah.
Don't know much about it.
Yeah, me either.
Number 14, this one's a cheat because it's Little Women again. It's the 1994 version, whereas at number 7, we had the 2019 version. I don't think that's fair. Shouldn't be on the list twice.
Nah.
Arthur Christmas coming in at 2015. I remember watching it when it came out in 2011. I have not watched it since, so it must not have been that impressionable for me to not remember it.
I haven't watched it at all.
Number 16, Tokyo Godfathers. Never heard of it.
Me either.
Number 17, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. Never heard of it.
What the flip?
Number 18, Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. Never heard of it.
Me either.
Number 19,
Oh my goodness.
A Christmas Story.
It's
Love
a
it.
classic.
The leg lamp, the BB gun, tongue stuck on the pole, all the classic Christmas story moments.
Yeah, dogs come in and destroy the turkey. Mom cries. Yeah, oh my god, like this is such a classic
It is.
Christmas movie. Once again, one of the ones that you can watch and put you into the Christmas spirit.
Yep. Number 20, Edward Scissorhands. That is not a Christmas movie.
It is not.
Moving on. Number 21, Better Watch Out. Never heard of it.
Seems like a scary movie to me.
It looks like it's like one of those cross, like as a holiday scary movie.
Yeah.
Might be good. Might be worth a watch. Number 22, Trading Places. Again, not a Christmas movie. Good movie. I would not classify that as a Christmas movie.
You know, I okay, so I would agree.
Is the ending at Christmas?
I just think that it takes place around the winter.
It's in the winter, yeah.
I think it's like it all films around like December-ish.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, a damn good movie, but once again, not a per se quote unquote Christmas movie.
Agreed. Number 23, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I've heard a lot about this movie, but I've never watched it.
Never watched it, never heard of it.
It's a Robert Downey Jr. movie. I think it was the first movie he did after he came out of rehab. Or before going into rehab. It was around his troubled times.
Still sketchy.
But yeah, don't know much about it. Number 24, A Christmas Tale. I don't think I've heard about this movie.
Me either.
It might be foreign language. It's French.
So yeah, we haven't watched it.
Yeah. Number 25, not a Christmas movie. Gremlins.
Not a Christmas movie. Did happen
Good
around
movie.
Christmas time.
Yeah.
A good movie. I mean, it does bring back childhood memories.
Right.
But once again, not a Christmas movie.
Right.
But good movie.
And we were going to just say the top 25, but here at 26 is Elf. And that is perhaps one of the most Christmas-y movies and deserves to be much higher than 26 on this list.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Let's keep scrolling through here and call it. And we see Batman Returns at number 28. That's not a Christmas movie.
Bad Santa at number 32.
That is a Christmas movie. I couldn't help but notice right above that at 31 was A Christmas Story Christmas.
Yes.
Which is the special from a few years ago, does not live up to A Christmas Story.
Womp, womp, womp.
And as we scroll through here, Muppet Christmas Carol, that's the first mention of the Christmas Carol coming in at number 34. It's good. And you know what? As far as renditions of A Christmas Carol, it's pretty good because it's a little bit more cheesy because it's, Muppets. And sometimes some of the renditions get a little too serious.
Yeah.
Although that topic is kind of serious, the three ghosts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I watched it several times. The first time I watched it, I was a little annoyed. But as it went on.
Like the slapsticky nature of it.
Yeah. But, I mean, good movie.
Yeah. Number 36, White Christmas. That's a classic.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Let's see here. My favorite, number 41, The Santa Claus.
Yes,
I
with
love
Tim Allen.
the entire series and both seasons of the show that ran on Disney Plus. All fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
The show is a little bit of a it's a little bit of a money grab for Disney, right? Putting out content that people are going to watch. But the second season I really thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
And there are moments in the first season that I enjoyed too. But the three movies, those are the most Christmas movies of Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Should be 1, 2, and 3 in my opinion.
For number 42, I'm very surprised that it's listed at number 42.
Right.
That should be a lot higher. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1967 version.
Yeah, the original. Yeah.
Man,
That's a classic. You have to watch that every year.
you do. I'm surprised it's at number 42.
Right. Number 43, Holiday Inn, a movie that a lot of people might not know, but you do know the song from it because White Christmas was written for that movie.
Hmm.
And it stars Bing Crosby. It's a good movie. It's Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire. There's a lot of good like dance numbers because of Fred Astaire, and it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's in the same category as like White Christmas and those kind of movies. Those like sort of classic, 40s into 60s movies.
Yeah. Man, I'm just scrolling down the list here. Number 50, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's a great movie. Brings back so many childhood memories. What else I have here? Number 56, A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yep. You mentioned Rudolph at 50, but right at 51, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Those sort of goes hand in hand, right? They're both those Rankin claymation movies.
Correct.
And there's a third one too that I saw. It's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it streaming in years. Jack Frost.
Oh yeah.
And it's the third one that used to play on like CBS with those three, and I haven't seen that one in years. So that's on my list to watch this season.
56 and 57. 56, A Charlie Brown Christmas, and then 57, the original Christmas Carol.
That's true.
Man,
I haven't seen the original since probably school.
Yeah,
I feel like somehow we had an excuse to watch that every December in school.
I concur. It definitely was played in school.
Number 59, 8-bit Christmas. That's probably one of the better of like the modern Christmas movies.
I haven't seen it. I'm about to watch that.
Yeah.
62, a very Merry Muppet Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Muppets on here twice. Let It Snow. That is the one with Kieran Shipka. It was interesting. It's a different take on a holiday movie. It's a snowstorm movie. So a snowstorm happens, people get stuck together. It's good. It was good. Let's see here. Getting into the 60s.
69, Frosty the Snowman.
That's another good one. Yep.
Oh yeah.
I actually like Frosty Returns too, with the guy that's selling the snow spray.
Uh-huh.
And they at one point they spray through Frosty and he has a hole through him.
Oh
like
yeah.
a donut. Yeah.
Man, so many good ones.
And I'm a sucker for some of the Hallmark style Christmas movies too, like number 70, A Christmas Prince. There's a few of those that I'm a sucker for. Number 73, Spirited. That's an Apple Plus movie, came out last year with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that. Oh, number 75. I'm surprised this is a classic. I'm surprised it's that low on the list.
I was about to say the same thing.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Was Christmas Vacation, is it the first in the series? I don't know where it falls in the series of
I don't think so.
National Lampoon. It might be the last, actually.
Yeah.
But it is the best of those by far.
I think they do it according to like the year. So this will be the last one because.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Let's see here. Scrooged at number 77. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Good Christmas tale there. The Night Before. It's a good one with Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Anthony Mackie's in that one as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one. Christmas Chronicles. That is right up there along with like the Santa Claus as far as like classic to me now.
Mm-hmm.
And that came out in 2018. And the second one was good too, the follow-up to that.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Number 81, A Very Merry Christmas. That is a very bizarre movie. It's on Netflix. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but I didn't dislike it. I just sort of partook in it.
Yeah.
There was really nothing. I was like, oh, that was a movie when I was done. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see here as we're finishing out the top 100. The Night Before Christmas. That's a Netflix one. Very good. They endearing and charming is what they call it in the description. And I agree there.
I'm very surprised that Home Alone is at 88.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I was out in my head. I was like, I'm going to save this for last because if it's not on here, I'm going to raise a ruckus. Home Alone is such a good Christmas movie.
You're right. You're totally right. Christmas Chronicles 2 gets an honorable mention there at 91. Love Actually. It's a great Christmas time movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, 93.
The Preacher's Wife at 96.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good Christmas movie. I think it should be a lot higher, but Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square,
I've never seen that. Have you?
yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
It's more of a musical type.
Okay.
But I like her voice singing certain songs, and I like her voice in the movie. So, I don't think I'll move it up on the list, but it's a good movie.
Number 98, Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes.
I was gonna say the modern version. Is that the most modern version? It might be. The 1994 version. I like that version. That's my favorite.
When you mention Miracle on 34th on 34th Street, this is what my mind automatically goes back to.
Yeah, the 94 version.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's, pretty much right around our childhood era.
Yeah, and Santa's a little bit kinder in this version. In the black and white version, he's a little more harsh.
Yeah.
Just because of the times, it just
correct
the language and the demeanors of the time.
Yeah.
But it comes off a little harsher. And number 100, rounding it out, The Grinch, the 2018 Illumination Pictures version of The Grinch, which is great. Noticeably not on this list, Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Yeah.
And there's one more that I can't help but mention, because it is a Christmas staple for me. This list does continue to go. I thought it was top 100. Let's just scroll through here and see if this is making for riveting podcasting here. The Holiday at 111. That's another great one. There's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version at 115.
No Polar Express at 102.
Oh, did I skip over that one? I did.
Santa Claus 2.
Yeah, we covered the whole franchise.
Oh yeah, we did.
We're seeing a lot of the Netflix and Hallmark movies on here now. Operation Christmas dropped last Christmas. Let's see here. Well, I'm just going to come out and say it then. The one that is missing from this list is Jingle All the Way.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad in Jingle All the Way.
That was a good one.
I'm not seeing it. Four Christmases is on here. That's a pretty solid one. Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. At
131, Ernest Saves Christmas. That's a comical. I like that one.
I don't like Ernest.
Oh.
I don't like his movies, so.
Yeah, but.
I get it, though. It fits. It's a good holiday movie.
Yeah. 135, Bad Santa.
You can't argue with that. Yeah,
I mean.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is. Billy Bob Thornton just annoys me sometimes.
That character, the Bad Santa character, just so typecast for him. It's almost painful.
Do you say Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way is what I'm looking for.
138.
138. There it is. Jingle All the Way at 138. For me, that's number 4.
Yeah.
Santa Claus 1, 2, 3. Jingle All the Way.
There you go.
That's where I'm at.
Santa Claus 3, number 139.
Tyler Perry's A Medea Christmas at 137. It's an all right movie. It's a Medea movie that occurs at Christmas.
Yeah.
The Medea movies are kind of all the same to me, but
yeah,
they are what they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. There's another one on Netflix. I didn't see it on here called Merry Happy Whatever. It was a pretty good movie. That's actually no. You know what's not on here because it's a series. It was an 8-part series that was on here.
Coming in at the last one on the list, 145. I like this one, Deck the Halls.
That's Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Kristen Chenoweth's in that too. Yeah.
I like that one.
Yep. Anyways, that was a fun little list to go through. I think it's going to keep both of us occupied now through the rest of December.
Correct.
Looking for stuff to watch.
That's right. That's a wrap for today's episodes, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time,
follow us on all the social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok at Life with Dan and Lewis.
Once again, that's Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok at Life with Dan and Lewis.
Video episodes are now available on YouTube, along with all our previous episodes in their audio-only formats, also on YouTube, or wherever podcasts are available. Check them out. We hope to see you there.
Come check us out.
We'll be back next year with Season 3. Until then, we wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a joyous New Year. Thanks for listening today. More episodes can be found anywhere podcasts are found or on our YouTube page and on our website at lwdl.buzzsprout.com.
Once again, that's lwdl.buzzsprout.com.
Until next time, ask yourself, what have you done today to help someone else? Make good choices.
And love one another.